This is Gemara in Kesubos Daf Sadi Dalid. We're holding on the bottom of Sadi Gimel Amid Beis, and we continue the sugya which we began yesterday, which is the discussion of a husband with multiple wives, multiple Kesubos, and how we deal with the division. So says the Mishnah on the bottom of Sadi Gimel Amid Beis, Misha Yanasi Dalid Nashim. Yesterday there were 3 wives. Today there's 4. Umay said he's nifter. Each earlier wife, the one he married earlier, comes before the latter one. So A comes before B, comes before C, who comes before D. A swears to B, B swears to C, and C swears to D. But D, the 4th wife, is no one to swear to because everyone else already swore and took. So she's allowed to take without any shvuah. Benanas Aimer says Benanas, 8 lines to the bottom. I don't understand. Just because she's last, she should win. Avila Tabar El Shvuah says Benanas, no, nothing doing. She has to make a shvuah as well. Continues the Mishnah. Let's say all the Kesubos have the same date. They all were dated on the same date. Says the Mishnah, if the date is all the same, next is we have to look at the hour. And therefore, any Kesuba which is even an hour earlier, that Kesuba comes first. And says the Mishnah, this is indeed how they would write the Kesuba in Yerushalayim. Shois, they would write the hours. But let's say all the Kesubos have the same hour in it, meaning they're all written at whatever it is, 8 a.m. There's only one mana, they all split it equally. So says the Gemara, what is this machlokes in the beginning of the Mishnah? Tanakama and Benanis, whether the 4th wife has to make a shvuah, as Benanis said, as why should she gain it because she's last, or not. Says the Gemara, b'mai kam mifligi. What is the machlokes between Benanis and the Tanakama? Explains the Gemara. Amar Shmuel, says Shmuel, Kigoy, for example, Kigoy, as we turn over to Sadi Dalid Amid Aleph, Kigoy Shenim says, Achaz meyan, Sadeh she'ena shaloi. So what is the machlokes Benanis and Rebbe and the Tanakama? Whether we say the 4th wife has to make a shvuah or not, is in a scenario in which one of the 3 wives' field was found to be not belonging to the husband. Then, if the 4th wife takes her field, what's going to happen? The other wife that's about to lose her field, let's say, for example, the B is about to lose her field because it didn't really belong to the husband. So now, once the 4th wife takes, there's going to be nothing left. And what is the fundamental machlokes Benanis and Tanakama is? The machlokes is the Baal Chayv me'ochar, if the later Baal Chayv comes along and grabs before an earlier Baal Chayv. As we started off the Mishnah, everyone goes in order. A before B, before C, before D. Whoever got married earlier gets first dibs. But what happens similarly is going to be if someone owes someone money. But says the Gemara, what would be the scenario if a latter wife, if a latter Baal Chayv took matters into his own hands and grabbed? So Tanakama Savar, 3 lines down, Mashagava Loikava, that which he grabbed is inconsequential. And very good, you went and you took matters in your own hands, but Lamaisa, you get nothing, and you would have to return it back to the earlier creditor. But Rav Nachman Amar Rav Ravua, Banana Summer, I skipped. Let's go back. 1 second, Tanakama Summer, 3 lines to the top. Masha Legava, that was collected nothing. Banana Summer, Masha Gava. Bananas, all that which you collect is indeed a good collection, which is the reason why Bananas is so concerned and makes them make the fourth wife swear, because what's going to happen if one of the other wives loses the field and the fourth wife already has Masha Gava, that which you took is yours, and you're not going to get it back. So says Bananas, that is the reason why in the Mishnah he wanted the fourth wife to swear. Another shot in the Mishnah, everyone agrees collecting is not going to help for you. But what's the machlokes? The machlokes is, are we worried that this fourth wife, when she gets this field, she's going to ruin and deplete the field before we get a chance to give back the field to the rightful owner? Abaya Omar, a third way of explaining the machlokes Tanakama and Bananis. Machlokes is the Abaye Kashisha Ikabe Nahayu. They argue about the case of Abaye Kashisha, Abaye the elder, the Tani Abaye Kashisha. Yisaimim Shamu Gedailim Eitzar Leimer Kitamnim. Said the Braisa that when the Rabbanan said that Yisaimim collect after making a shvuah, that is only by Gedailim, Veitzar Leimer Kitanim, and certainly by Kitanim. So Tanakama less like the Abaye Kashisha. Tanakam does not only go by Kashisha, and therefore there's no need for a shvuah by the fourth wife. Bananas is like the Abaye Kashisha. So three different ways of explaining the machlokes between the Tanakama and Ben Nahanis. Amar Rav Huna, says Rav Huna, if we have two brothers, we have two partners, who they have a din Torah with someone else, let's call him C. And one of the partners, one of the brothers, go Bahadei Ladina. One of them goes to settle the court case. The partner, the brother, cannot come along and say, "What are you doing fighting this case? I wasn't there. You're not my Baal Dvarim. You're not my litigant." Ella, rather, what do we say? Rather, we say that if he went to go fight the case in your behalf, he's considered your shliach, and therefore what he does in court is binding. Ikla Rav Nachman Asura Shaili Ki Agamna, he asked the following scenario, My Amar Lahu Masnizani, and he responded, Rav Nachman said it's indeed a Mishnah. Harishayin and Ishbas Lishinif Shizravias, Vila Rishayin Alishlish is like Katani. It says A swears to B and B to C and C to D. It never says that A swears to C, my time, because he's doing his shlichus, and that's the reason why you're not going to swear. Me, Tommy, says the Gemara, that's no raya. In the case of the Mishnah, shvuah is a shvuah. Who cares if it's to A, it's to C, it's to one person, it's to 100 people. But over here, in the case of the Braisa, where it's a taina, where they're fighting in court, he could have said, if I was there, I would have been able to fight better in court. That's his claim. And says the Gemara, and he can only say this if he wasn't in town. But if he's in town, then he should have came. And the fact that he did not, essentially is forfeiting his rights to later claim he doesn't like how the case was fought on his behalf. And we continue 3 lines to the bottom of Sadi Dalet and Aleph, in which we're going to now discuss the dating in the Mishnah. The Mishnah says that all the Kesubos are written on the same date, then they split it equally. So Itmar, 3 lines to the bottom, Sadi Dalet and Aleph. Page stars, you have to be you have 2 stars that are written on the same day. So in a similar scenario to our Mishnah, in a case where we have 2 stars written on the same day, says Rav, split it up, similar to what we saw in the Mishnah. Says Shmuel, no, Shuda Daini, we go with the discretion of the judges. The Yadim try to figure out what would the person have wanted to do. Look into his das and figure out what did he want to do and try to be Mekayim his words. So says the Gemara, Leimer Rav Damar Karmeir, let's suggest that the machlokes Rav and Shmuel is really a machlokes Rameir and Rav Elazar. The Rav holds like Rav Meir, as we're going to see, Eidi Chasima Karti. And therefore the star on its own with chasimos, with signatures is enough. As we turn over to Sadi Dalin Shmuel Damar Kirav Elazar. And Shmuel is also like Rav Elazar of Eidei Mesira Karti, that the signatures on the document are pointless. Damar Eidei Mesira Karti, and the only way to collect is that the Eidim that saw the actual transmission. So says the Gemara. So we're suggesting that the same machlekes in the Mishnah is going to be Rav and Shmuel is going to be Rav Meir and Rav Elazar, whether Eidei Chasima or Eidei Mesira Karti. Explains the Gemara, like the Kuli Amak Rav Elazar, everyone holds like Rav Elazar that Eidei Mesira Karti. And of course, this original machlekes is by get, and we're applying it elsewhere. But everyone knows like Rav Elazar that the Eidim that are necessary are those that are there to testify about what happened. Eidei Mesira and not Eidei Chasima. V'achabal kamifli wasn't machlekes by us. Rav Asav Chaluk Adif Shmuel Sudani Adif, and the machlekes Rav and Shmuel's a sidebar machlekes. What is better? Is it better, says Rav, to do chalukah, to split it up? Whereas says Shmuel, no, what's better is let the judges figure it out. Shuda Didaini. Ask the Gemara, Mimas Mooks like Rav Elazar, really? Can you say the Mishnah like Rav Elazar? Rav Yehuda, Rav Elazar begin. The law is it like Rav Elazar in Gittin. And therefore, Eidei Mesira Karti. Eidim there, saying over what happened is enough. But can we come in the Shmuel Amar Vishtaros? Same this by Shtaros. Bechad or Avsav Vishtaros Loi. Sounds like this is Shmuel's din, that the same din of Eidei Mesira Karti applies to Shtaros. Sounds like Rav holds that. Ela Machvar to Rav Krameir Shmuel Krav Elazar. So the Gemara concludes that you're right. Let's say Rav holds like Rav Meir of Eidei Mesira Karti, and Shmuel holds like Rav Elazar. Meisvei asked the Gemara Shnei Shtaros. They use two Shtaros that have the same date. Chalkin, they split it up. Tiyov the Shmuel. This is the kasha on Shmuel. Amlecha Shmuel Amani Rameir even Adam Rav Elazar. So Shmuel deflects by explaining that the Bryce that you're quoting is Rameir, but I don't like Rav Elazar. Ira Meir says the Gemara Ima Seifa Kaz La'achar Umasar La'achar Zeh Shemas Leikana. Says the Seifa, a fascinating case. If you wrote the shtar to one person, but before actually giving it to that person, Masar La'achar, you give it to someone else. Zeh Shemasar Loi Kana V'Rameir, and if we're going with Rameir, am I Kana? I'm ready to Chazima Gart. According to Rameir, everything has to do with who signed the document. It's not necessarily relevant who witnessed the document like Rav Elazar. So according to Rameir, it makes sense. But now, how are we fitting the Mishnah? So answers the Gemara. Indeed, it is a machlokes tanoim. The Tani learned in a rice. We're about 20 lines down. The first word line is Karti. They split it up. Whoever wants the shlish, whoever wants the trustee to do, he'll do as he pleases. A form of shuda dedaini. Says the Gemara, a few stories. The mother of Rabbi Bar Chama, she wrote over all her properties to Rabbi Bar Chama. Lemar Okva Bar Chama. One more time. First, what happened? First, she wrote over properties to Rami Bar Chama. Bisafra, then in the evening, Lord, she wrote over properties for Okva Bar Chama. Asa Rabbi Bar Chama, like Hamedi Rav Sheshes Okvi Minachasa, he brings it in, and Okvi Minachasa, Asa Mar Okva, like Hamedi Rav Nachon, Okvi Minachasa, Rav Sheshes, like Hamedi Rav Nachon, and Relay, my timer. After this whole lengthy discussion, but the bottom line is, my timer, Ovid Marachi, why are you doing this? Amar Lei, so Nachon responded, my timer Marachi, Akasha with the Kasha. Amar Lei, Shudadik, Amar Lei, the Kadim. The reason is, because it came first. Amar Lei, Alti B'Yishayim is Vinan, because Vinan Shais. How do you know which came first? What do we in Yerushalayim that we write on the Shais? Elamar, my timer Ovid Hachi, says Gemara, so what's the reason that Marokva got the entire estate and they don't have to split it? Amrle Shuda de Daini. That was what the judges decided. He decided that he is more beloved, his son, by his mother, and therefore he gets the Yerusha. Amrle Chada, says Rav Sheshes, number one, he responds from Nachman. Chada Dana Dayana, Omar Lav Dayana. First of all, I don't understand what your question is. I'm a dayan, and you're not a dayan. Void, and furthermore, Mekar Lavatar Zachi Asis Law. And Oid, and furthermore, was it not originally that you understood that this was going to be the halacha? So what are you coming to complain? We're going to stop before the next story of Hanu Trei Shtari, Mirta